Going to the Farm, a grown-up children's story. And you can read it to your children. I have been going to Dave's farm, called Dubois Farms, since summer of 2012, and Farmer Dave has made it prettier and prettier as the years have progressed. This is not to say that Jolie, Dave's very, very big-hearted wife, is not instrumental in the beautiful condition that Dave's farm can now be found in, because without her, it simply wouldn't have happened. This is just to say that we call it Dave's farm because, as Jolie says, it was his vision. I met Dave and Jolie the first time that I visited Dubois Farms, and he told me then that the phrase in his heart was that if he built it, they would come. In so many cases, that doesn't prove true, which is tragic. But David and Jolie's story is a continuing happy one, and it is that Dave and Jolie built it, and continue to build it, and we come. Dave and Jolie bought the abandoned orchard in 2002 and opened it to the public in 2006. I have loved the farm since the moment I crossed the threshold to walk the path to the original barn. I treasure the drive up, hopefully sharing it with a companion, anticipating the wonderful day ahead. It is a 2-hour drive, so I rise very early and leave by 7 a.m. to be there by 9. The final leg of the journey runs on Route 9W, and I'd rather not be driving then, so that I can look out of the window and fill my eyes with the beauty that surrounds. I make the last turn off of 9W onto Perkinsville Road, drive the winding road, and arrive at the long, light gray gravel driveway to see their beloved sign, Dubois Farms. I say it the proper French way. I park on the grass on the right side, change out of my sandals, in summer, into hiking boots, and collect my things. In the fall, I don't have to change my shoes. I open my collapsible, ballistic nylon cart and load it. Swiss Army knife, check. Cross-shoulder bag, check. Paper towels, check. Flour sack cloths, check. Dubois Farm bags. They don't make those bags any longer, and I will keep mine forever. Check. Water, check. Jacket, check. Bug spray, check. Phone, for pictures not distracting from nature. Check. Scarf, check. Sunblock, check. Anything else? I lock the car and walk to the threshold of the farm, pulling my cart behind me. From there begins the path that leads to the original barn. In the years since 2012, Dave has paved the path and made it a tree grove. I don't know that there could be a more lovely way to get to the center of the farm. Dave has doted on and tirelessly coaxed every detail into something extraordinary. I proceed to the original barn and get a map of where the ripe trees are. In fall, I pick apples, heirloom tomatoes, eggplants, squash. In summer, peaches, nectarines, and plums. The peaches are magnificent, giant, glowing, pink-orange blobs of juicy, tender, perfectly just firm enough to be ambrosia, luscious bites of silky, smooth fruit. Let me say that this year, the donut peaches literally taste like peach cream. I swear on my life that I am not exaggerating. The nectarines are their own superb experience of complex sweetness and flavor. The apples in fall are Romes, Mutsus, Pink Ladies, Cortlands, Macintosh, and more. Walking through the orchard, I revel in the aroma of the trees, the green, the apples that have fallen and perhaps been trampled into a kind of applesauce. Trampled sounds so mean for the beautiful fruits. I've picked all that I would like, and I walk back to the center of the farm with my treasure-laden cart. When I first started going to the farm, the buildings on the property were Dave and Jolie's house, which they built, a small red barn, some outdoor grilling, tractors, the, quote, tiny town, end quote, the animal pen further up a side road, and a horse paddock for pony rides, a corn maze surrounded by rows and rows of fruit trees. The orchard is so vast, it feels as if it never ends. They don't have the pony rides, outdoor grill, or corn maze any longer, but there are now 2 barns, the original Red Barn, now called the Tavern, and a new, much larger one that Dave built in the years since 2012. The new barn is gorgeous in its natural wood color. It all looks like something out of Rockwell. And in the barns are a dizzying array of flavors of jams, jellies, preserves, pickles, baked goods. They make beer and hard cider now, and pizzas, but the star of all of these wondrous delights are the apple cider donuts. Apple cider donuts! Dave makes the best apple cider donuts. He even made a fresh batch for me one time. I instantly wolfed down about 4 of the fluffy, perfectly chewy, apple cinnamon, rotund tubes of heaven as I raved to him about them with my mouth full. David didn't bat an eyelid. I have never ceased to be amazed at his good nature. When they had the grill for hot dogs and burgers, I would get my obligatory, totally burnt, charred, bursting hot dog, always with mustard, ketchup, and sauerkraut. My visit was not complete without a hot dog or 2. I miss that. Quote, tiny town, end quote, a collection of miniature houses, make-believe shops, a schoolhouse, etc., remains, and I never miss walking in and out of them. I think I like playing in them more each time that I visit. And Farmer Dave built them all. Is there anything Dave can't do? They have bands play on weekends, sometimes offer hay rides, pumpkin picking in the fall, and Dave has an enviable collection of classic John Deere tractors. He took one out for me once so that I could see it run. It's amazing. Farmer Dave getting on the John Deere. He's going to drive it out. Here we go. He's going to drive that thing. I love the farm so much that I've hosted hiking meetups there. Yes, for a 2-hour drive. After picking apples or peaches or berries and or vegetables, stuffing my face with fresh off the trees fruits and apple cider donuts, savoring a wonderful bursting scorched hot dog or 2, always with mustard, ketchup, and sauerkraut, I find an empty, secluded picnic table, bench, or perhaps just a grassy spot under a tree, put down a blanket, lie down, put my hat over my eyes, and take a quiet siesta as I listen to the country breeze rush through the lush, leafy trees, ferns, and flowers. I absorb the great quiet into my cells. Every pore of me inhales the rhythm of the earth, the feeling of the loving, beating heart of the abundant, ebullient, peaceful, exploding, irrepressible life force, the unstoppable hum of vitality. I fall into its silent, deep embrace. It plays a profound, penetrating, rumbling, humming, slow, constant note into my core. Like Om, but even more. I feel the energy flow through me as if I were porous, and the essence of the earth is a great cloud of slowly moving particles, a serene, powerful, loving entity permeating my entire being from my deepest, tiniest molecule out to the extended radio-electric frequencies of my body. I feel myself entirely consumed by this beautiful, precious, glorious source of all love and life. I feel the voices of beings in the form of tree, flower, ground, grass. The earth murmurs in its sweet melodious tone as I lie in deep absorbing meditation, communing with this magnificent expression beyond words, even beyond my five senses. It touches something completely primal and pure within me. In this state, as I feel the earth engulf me in the most beautiful, tender embrace, I feel it lift me into space, and I float, carried, weightless, blissful. I know of no more ecstatic state, and I get to find that in a quiet corner in the beauty of Dave's farm. I get to lie down and surrender to the voice of the sublime earth, pure in its essence, demanding nothing, ever the purest life energy, ever in its divine state. Dave and Jolie's farm was truly built on and by love. The beautiful day in this green paradise passes far too quickly, and it is time to go. The drive back to Brooklyn is not complete until I stop at Auntie Elle's Country Market on Route 17, have one of their impossibly delicious turkey sandwiches, perhaps pick up a plant or gourd or two, and say goodbye to the Hudson Valley. As I drive, I feel the pull of nature calling me back to it. The deep orange, golden, pink sunset beams through the window. I wish I could take a picture of it as I see it out of the corner of my eye. It is a magnificent testament to the irrepressible life of this earth, the planets, the solar system, this universe that we are in, a thing we understand only just a little. The setting sun seems to proclaim the formidable truth of our existence, that we are all a small part of a mighty, dazzling, awe-inspiring, persistently mysterious, massive, unknowable energy. Of course we will never understand it, and it silences and humbles me. I drive in stillness, turning on no music or audiobook. I endeavor to return to communing with the grand, unfathomed earth. Back in Brooklyn, the summer peaches, nectarines, and plums seem to smile at me and glow as I place them gently on the counter on bubble wrap or packing paper. We don't want bruises. The firmer ones will ripen in just a few days. Fall apples don't need as much ripening, but I still treat them with the same care. A ripe apple from the tree is the candy of the earth, the finest and most beautiful offering of itself. There is nothing like a ripe apple from the tree. The first time that I had a ripe apple from a tree, I wondered what the hell I had been eating all of those years before. In fall, I make my You'll Make Me Promises Rome, so perfect for baking and so delicious for eating, Mutsu, Cortland, Pink Lady, etc., apple pie, and anything else that apples can be worked into, crumble, baked, roasted, savory dishes, salads. In summer, I make my, quote, famous peach, plus a few nectarines and plums, chutney, jar it up, and give it to friends and neighbors. It is all peaches, nectarines, and plums all the time for a few weeks, and it is truly glorious. I make everything with the stone fruits, clafouti, salads, sautéed, spiced. Of course, I eat them fresh too, letting the juice trickle down my arm, each bite a delight and memory of my time at the farm. I can't wait to go back.